Hey, how you guys doing today? I'm gonna do a brief introduction to the client billing and expense tracker. I'm gonna show you how to install and do a quick configuration, get you set up and going. So I'm gonna dive right into it. Once you purchase the program, you're gonna get this .zip folder. So you're gonna want to go and extract that. I already have done that. You're gonna get this folder, and you're gonna get 3 subfolders inside there. Client manager is the core system, all the files, documentation, and then the manual install. Now the manual install is only going to be used if you can't run the install.php. I highly recommend you do the install.php and make sure you delete that when you're done. So I've already uploaded it to my web server. See all the files are there. I'm going to go ahead and browse to that. For me, in this case, it's localhost because I'm on the web server /demo client manager, which that resides. And don't worry if you're going to get this weird code here. Just go ahead and do / and then install.php. And it'll take you right here. Do start install. Now here's where it's going to ask you the database details to connect this. So you're going to want to log into your phpMyAdmin. And we're going to create a new database. I like creating a new user and tie that database to that user for every program I have. I think it's safer. Do localhost. I do generate password. Just going to name it client billing, but you can do whatever you want, and then you want to make sure you check create database with same name and grant it all privileges, which is going to create the database and the user and grant that user all access, pretty much root level access to that database. One other thing before you hit install is you want to make sure your config file has proper permissions. Now if you can't do this, don't worry, or you don't know how to do it. If you're on Linux server, you can just right click and do file permissions through FileZilla and just give it all permissions only for this step. Then you want to revert that change. If you can't, just do the manual install. So then you can do click install now. You can see you wrote the config file successfully. Now if it didn't, it'll give you a text box of what you need to copy and paste into the config file, so don't worry if it does fail. So now we want to remove that. Make sure you do that. And then you want to remove the install.php file for security reasons. You're going to hit login now. I'll log in as admin, which is the default, and you want to change that as well. Log in. Now here's the main dashboard. You can see there's really nothing set up going on, so we want to go ahead and first create our client. Let's do some demo content so you kind of just see how it works. Save new client. Then we can go to billing, create a new invoice for that client. Right away we can get to that drop down, Chris Smith. Now to change any of these fields, you can simply do that by going to set types and options. So the invoice types, product types, expense types, payment types. You can do that from there. So we're going to create this new invoice for our client Chris Smith. We created the invoice, now we want to add items to that invoice. So for instance, let's say we have some development that we did. You can always adjust that price. And you can always edit this field, and you don't have to do that. This is just stuff that I've added in the system, but you can always add more of these presets. Like I said, set in types and go to product types, and that's where you can find that. And you can see right here this URL is not our URL, so we want to go to admin settings, site settings, and whatever your install URL is, you want to put that here for this to work. And also while you're here, you can set your tax percent if you do have one. If not, you just set it to 0. Your PayPal email, you want to change that, and then your company name, address, which is going to be displayed on all the PDF invoices. So we're going to update that. Then we can go back to our invoices. And you can see we got a quick shortcut here right to the PayPal, direct PayPal link. And you can see that $250, and automatically redirect them right to PayPal. And then it'll send an IPN trigger back to your system, so if they check out and log in and pay it, it'll automatically set this to complete. And you can also download the PDF invoice here. And then if you just want to view the PDF, you can click on that, and it'll show you. And you can see my tax is now 0 because I set that to 0. And then I'll show you real quick, create a new expense. Since I don't have an image, just want to show you how this works. Current expense, these can be fine in the same area. Expense types. So you have a different expense, and then the product types, like I explained earlier, that's where you can set the price and the type. So we're going to choose image. Now if you do get this error, you want to go to your upload directory and make sure you gave it proper permissions. I'm back and edit that, re-upload that image. Now if you see, if it fails to upload the image, you're not going to lose the invoice that it creates. Data expense. You see it uploads successfully now. Go back into the expense. Now you can see that I uploaded that image. Now this would be like a receipt, but I just wanted to show you how you can do that. If you want to change it, you can just re-upload the actual receipt. Now, for instance, in this instance, I'm just going to set this to paid, so you can see how that works. Go back to dashboard, and you can see your nice little graphs are now generating. You can go back into this account, go to history. Client made payment via PayPal. And if you want to follow up or not on that, I just want to show you what that's going to look like. And then you can, the reminder area, so you can click right into that account reminder to get back there. And you can remove it once you're done. And it'll remove it off the front page. There's a lot more things like profit and loss statements, which is good and handy, and you can print those out. Also export the PDF, which is nice to have. And if you want to do it by year, you can do that as well. And then profit and loss detail would just show you what category the expense is. Reminder list, if you had more reminders, what accounts. And that's pretty much all there is to it. If you guys have any issues or any problems, please contact support@ignitepros.com. We'd be more than glad to help you install it. If you have issues or if you run into any bugs, please let us know, also via the email. Have a great day. Thank you.